What's going on, guys? Eddie Martin here. Tony Capullo. We're going to give this thing a couple seconds and let people jump in here, so I'm going to share it out. You want to do the same on yours?
Yeah, sure.
Copy the link.
We're live.
Put it on mine. And we're good. Cool. Turn the volume off. What's up, everybody? Everybody's starting to roll in here. Share this out when you get in. If you can, I would appreciate it, and I know Tony would too. What up, Frank, Linda, Kyle? So we're going to do something a little bit different today than we normally do on The Hustle, and we're just going to take questions. And there's a reason why we're just going to take questions today, because we want to have a good time. We want to rant off about stuff and answer your questions, whether they're serious questions or maybe not so serious questions, life questions, business questions, sales questions.
Whatever questions you have, we'll answer them.
Yeah, whatever you got, we're going to answer it. And I thought no better than to do that with me than my boy Tony.
This is going to be dangerous.
So while we kind of ramp up and get this thing going, I started working out with Tony yesterday. So
Eddie did a great job.
He's going to get
Eddie's
my
a warrior.
ass.
Eddie is a warrior.
He's gonna. What am I gonna do? What else am I gonna do working out with you?
Man, it was.
You see this dude?
It was good shit.
Yeah, it was good shit.
It was
So
good shit.
we're.
And it wasn't just weights. It was conditioning. It was good, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was good.
Yeah, it was really good. So we've hit it off real good since Tony got out here. You know, like minds, like attracts like, or however the
Sick minds.
saying goes.
Whatever.
Exactly. Fucking demented people. They tend to gravitate towards each other. So we're going to take some questions and see how interesting this can get. We're going to go for like 30, 40 minutes at the most, and then we got to go to the gym because Tony owes me an ass whipping.
Or vice versa.
All right.
Somebody asked Eddie, "Who's your is that your grandfather with you?" And Eddie's like, "No, that's just my friend."
I just patted him on the head.
Pat
It was
me on
like
the
right
head.
here.
You know, like on Benny Hill when they pat the old man on the head.
All right, here we go. Mike Chavez. All right, let's go you first, okay? What scares you the most?
Scares me the most. Well, I'm claustrophobic, so anything close spaces, confined spaces scares the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were
That
telling
pod,
me.
that
Yeah,
pod,
tell me
yeah.
about that pod.
That pod, that was, yeah.
Dude, you got to tell that story. Like just briefly.
Okay, so on Saturday I went to have my body fat, my body mass measured, and so I go to this place and I pay the guy $75 and he takes me into this room. We go into this tiny little room and there's this pod. It looks like something off the Jetsons. And he tells me, strip down to your shorts. So I strip down to my shorts and I look at this thing and I said to the guy, are you going to close the lid on that? And he goes, yeah. And then he looks at me and he goes, he's a big dude, like he's 6'3". And he said to me, are you claustrophobic? And I said, oh yeah, man, I'm not getting in that thing. So he said, well, just try it. So I get in and I said to him, well, you're going to be able to lift the lid off of it in case I knock, right? And he goes, yeah. So I get in and I'm sitting there for a minute and I knock and he goes to open it and he can't. It's just locked and he's pushing buttons and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. This freaking guy's going to lock me in here. But I did it. I did it for 3 minutes.
Dude, how bad is that? You're like terrified in there.
It was like being in a coffin.
And then he can't get it open.
No, he couldn't get it open.
You're fucking panicking, you know, immediately.
He's 6'3", 280, and he's pulling it down. He can't. Don't worry, I would have got out.
You would have got out for sure.
Why? What scares you?
Me.
You scared? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say what scares me the most is me because I'm erratic.
Really?
I make bad decisions.
Well, we're guys. We don't make bad decisions.
I make those bad decisions too. But I make other bad decisions. And I keep my disciplines and then I lose my disciplines. Right? So I was explaining this to my buddy the other day. And it's a number of things, right? Like there's a fear of myself, like just letting go. Mm-hmm. And what happens when I do that? Because I can be very abrasive. So I'm always trying to keep myself in check. But I was telling a buddy the other day, my life goes like this. It's a series of development, and then I plateau out, and then development, and then I plateau out. I'm like working through that and thinking, dude, that's a great thing. Because people go like this, and then they go back. I never go back, dude. I just go, I plateau, and then I go up.
Right, but you're also young.
Yeah.
Right, so that's part of growing pains, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
if I would do that at my age, forget.
I can't I can't imagine what it would be like to literally just be in a straight incline in life.
It doesn't
your
happen.
disciplines are so.
I don't think that happens.
I don't think it does either, dude.
Doesn't happen.
Because life comes and kicks you in the nuts.
It does, and if you look at the most successful people in any endeavor, they've all failed at something.
Mhm.
They've all had steps back. They've been alcoholics. They've been bankrupt. They've been something, but they bounce back, and so that's just part of the journey.
Yeah, no, I agree. So that would be my truthful answer. At its core, it's myself.
Who asked that? That's a good question.
Mike Chavez. Mike Chavez. All right, another question. Hit us with another question. Chavez is the only one that got one. Hey, if you guys haven't shared this out, please share this out. There's probably some folks in the community and the network here that don't know my boy Tony here. Tony works with us over here at Lightspeed. Awesome dude. If you don't know him, you should know him. And if he doesn't like you, he'll tell you.
Yes, but I like everybody, almost. At least they think I do.
Almost. Joe Jackson, Crystal, what's up? Crystal, I know you got a question. Michelle Prescott, Linda Barber. Yeah.
I sang happy
little
birthday
group.
to Joe Jackson on the only Facebook Live
Dude,
I ever
you
did.
did.
Joe, I sang you happy birthday. I don't know if you remember that. Brad had me sing you happy birthday when I was here looking for a place back in May.
Yeah.
So my birthday's next week, Joe, so I expect you to get on Facebook Live and sing me happy birthday.
Oh, dude, he owes you.
Right?
Yeah.
My birthday's next week, man. The candles cost more than the cake.
Dude, I remember seeing that live. It was on a Friday.
It was on a Friday. I was on my way to the airport.
Yeah.
Brad had me come in here and do the... Yeah.
And I was like, I wasn't here at the office. I left to drive back to Cali. I left like at 3 or something.
Mhm.
And I don't know, I was probably an hour down the road, and then you guys popped up live, and I'm like, who's this dude in the studio? Like, who is this guy?
I tried so hard not to do it.
Oh, I know.
And I kept saying to him, I got to go to the airport. And I tried to sneak past him. He goes, no, we got to do Facebook Live. And I was like, I really got to go to the airport. He said, fuck the airport. Just come on, let's do Facebook Live. And I don't know, did Facebook Live. I ended up singing happy birthday to some guy I don't know.
Dude, it was so good.
Right.
It was hilarious. I was in the car thinking, what the hell? Like, Brad's busting this guy's balls. Like, who is this dude?
Yeah.
And he kept trying to get you to do shit you didn't want to do, and then finally he got you to sing
Yeah, he got me
happy
to sing,
birthday.
yeah.
Well, we got no
questions?
question askers, man. You guys just want to make comments? Ask a question.
We need to do this when they're at happy hour and they start asking
Oh,
good
dude, those
questions.
are the best
Those
questions.
are the best. I'd be asking questions.
I ask a lot of questions when I'm intoxicated.
You do?
Yeah. Yeah. To certain people.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like,
I'll ask you a question.
ask me a question?
I'll ask you a
Okay, ask me a question.
Other than that scaring you,
Mm-hmm.
tell me what excites you.
Winning.
Winning?
Winning, dude.
I like that. That's a good answer.
Like
winning in life, you mean?
winning in life. Yeah. Like business is one thing.
What
but
pisses you off? What'll set you off?
what'll set me off,
Hmm?
dude? It's so petty. Being late.
Oh, no.
Dude.
No, I'm with you on that.
Nothing sets me off worse than being late. If you're fucking late, like, you have no respect for yourself. You have no respect for me. You have no respect for this situation, and I'm pissed.
No, I'm with you on that. You know, my father used to tell me, be on time, it shows you care. And if someone leaves me waiting, I have a 6-minute rule. If it's past 6 minutes from when you're supposed to meet me, I leave. I don't care who you are, I'm leaving. If it's a call, conference call, whatever, I'm leaving. 6-minute rule,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I'm with that. 6-minute rule sounds good.
Yeah, you were early last night, did you?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm always early, dude.
Good.
I had a guy demo with today, and I get this notification that says, your Zoom attendees are waiting, and the meeting wasn't for 20 minutes.
He was there?
And I was like, dude, this guy's in and ready to roll in 20 minutes before time. He didn't expect me to pop in.
That's awesome.
And then I popped in, and I'm like, we haven't even started talking, and I have respect for you because you have enough respect for me and your business
You're on
and
time.
yourself that you're on time.
That's awesome.
And I was like, why are you early? You know, so I want to make sure everything was set up right. I wanted to give this the amount of time that it deserved. I was like, dude, you're my dude.
That's good stuff.
We need to be working together. Okay, questions here. Patrick wants to know, what do you guys do?
What do we do? Well, that's easy. You don't answer that one?
I mean, we help businesses, coaches, speakers, trainers, subject matter experts monetize their content or train their employees better by leveraging Lightspeed VT. It's like the Ferrari of web-based interactive training platforms. I mean, that's like the corporate answer. The real answer is we sell people businesses that either they already operate and we make them better, or that they have the content, they have the intellectual property to develop a business, but they don't know that the business exists.
You know, you talk about monetizing content,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people think, oh, that's a fancy term. It's not really a fancy term. It's a
Sell
smart term,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
But if somebody goes station to station, I call station to station. If you fly from Fort Lauderdale to Charlotte, and you speak in front of 5,000 people, and you get paid 10 grand, right? That's 10 grand you're getting, 5,000 people listening. How many millions of people aren't getting your message? So what we do is we help them build their business so that millions of people or thousands of people can hear the same message, and they get a subscription revenue, which, you know, I love recurring revenue, and they're not just getting that one-time payment.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, and by the way, I think that those days, that's horse and buggy, that no one's going to pay for that anymore. I know Toshiba stopped paying for that because they didn't want to pay. I know a guy that was coaching Toshiba
Yeah.
in sales. They just said, we don't want to pay for your travel and your hotel anymore. And he was like, well, I'll cut my fee. Well, that's the dumbest thing ever. Why don't you just monetize your content?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Why don't you leverage the technology that is available to you? Entrepreneurs, business people, they go into business because they don't want to have a job anymore. And then they find themselves still trading time for money, at least in this space.
You're right.
Right? So how do you stop trading time for money when your goal was to stop trading time for money? Like, how'd you end up in that spot? Well, you're not going to be able to do it manually. You're going to have to leverage technology and the resources that are around you. And some people don't see that, and it's our job to find people who we think would make a lot of money and can benefit, you know, their communities, their networks and organizations, and show them how they can actually do what they intended to do when they started.
Yeah. Like a Jerry Acuff. Like, his content is so solid. 4 best-selling books, all that stuff. But he was speaking to groups. He still speaks to like 1,000 people, but he got it right.
Yeah.
He realized I can affect thousands of people and get paid for it versus just being in one spot. And look what he did. Right?
Blowing it up.
He blew it up, yeah.
Well, and look at Jeremy. Look at the Friendly Flipper.
Friendly Flipper.
So Jeremy wasn't trying to teach people how to flip houses. I met Jeremy. I saw that he knew what he was doing. He was driven. He had a great personality, and he had a skill set and content information that I wanted, that I know a bunch of other people wanted. And so I told him, look, hey, would you consider doing this? And this is why. So Jerry was already in business. Jerry was already doing this. He just leveraged technology. And Jeremy was doing something completely different, which he still will be. And now he's going to leverage technology for something that he didn't even know that he really had.
Right.
Right. So what we do is it's for a lot of people. It's not just for a small group.
Right. If you're a subject matter expert or you have a business and you want to reach a broader audience, this is the way to do it. And we help them do it.
Yeah, for sure. So Lori Hurd, what's up, Lori? She says, what's your biggest drive, biggest motivation to keep going? Dude, I'm going to give the cliche answer.
Go ahead.
'Cause it's true.
It is, yeah, no, I was going to say mine's cliche, but go ahead.
Because I'm supposed to. It's my job. It's my duty. It's my obligation. It's my responsibility. Whatever, however you want to, you know, call it. I owe it to myself. Nobody else. I owe it to myself to not quit and keep going and do whatever I have to do and learn and grow. And at the end of the day, it comes down to me. Period. End of story. People say, oh, I do it for my kids. You know, I do a lot of shit for my kids, man. I do everything for my kids. But they're not my motivation to, like, keep going. They're not my reason why I don't quit. I don't quit because Eddie doesn't quit.
Yeah. No, I understand. I mean, I always feel like, and ever since I was little, actually, you get to a certain point and then you recalibrate and try to go to another certain point. And I don't know that there has to be, I'm doing it because, it's just it's the way I'm hardwired, right? This is how I do things. I do everything like that. So it's not always because I'm doing it for my daughter. I just do it because it's something that how I am, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good question, though.
It is a good question.
It's a very good question.
Because
it
you could
makes
get,
you think.
You could get the
I know there's one reason.
bullshit answer, right? I mean, people are, well, you know, I do it for my kids, or, you know, whatever. Like, they put that onto somebody else when, at least for me, and I know it's the same way for you, I don't put it on anybody else. I put it on me.
I'm the same way.
You know, I was born with a set of skills. I was born with a purpose. Whether I know what that purpose is or not, if I don't reach that potential, which I never will, I don't think you can ever reach full potential.
No.
I think you can always keep reaching for your potential, but you'll never grab it. It's the fucking carrot.
That's why it's potential, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I think that's just what it boils down to. It's personal responsibility. Crystal says, answer my question I asked to. Okay, let me scroll back up here, Crystal. God damn, we asked a long-ass question. Where do you draw the line between being honest to someone / providing constructive criticism and being rude or judgmental? That's loaded.
Well, that is a tough question because
it's so situational.
it is situational. I've actually years ago, I haven't worked for somebody in a long time, but I worked for somebody who was really rough. And when you got criticized, you walked out of there, I mean, you were bleeding. And I always thought to myself, and I was a kid, I was young, so I never really understood why he couldn't just do it like, you know, a little gently.
Yeah.
But, you know, I guess it's situational. It also depends on the person you're dealing with.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
Because in my mind, some people you have to be harsh because that's the only way they get the damn message.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's other people if you treat them with
Kid gloves.
yeah, they don't get it. They'll just keep doing what you tell them not to do.
Yeah, some people just need a smacking.
Yep.
While other people need to be nurtured.
Yep.
You know, if you know some girl that's unattractive says, "Oh, how do I look today?" Like, I'm not gonna hurt her feelings and say, "Yeah, you look like shit." Like that's just rude.
The other part of it is the person hearing the message.
Mm-hmm.
Their sensitivity level could be higher than somebody else. Like when Carly worked for me, Carly was not sensitive. So if whatever I said it the way I say it. I never worried that Carly was going to take it the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
She was thick-skinned.
People say, you know, the golden rule, and Frank Sell set me straight on this. It says, treat other people the way that you want to be treated. And I always walk through life with that idea, like treat other people the way I want to be treated. And I never really was treating anybody the way I wanted to be treated. I was treating them the way that they wanted to be treated. And that's really how that saying goes, is treat other people the way that they want to be treated. Because I want you to be upfront with me. I want you to tell me, like, you're an ass, like be honest with me.
Yeah, that wouldn't bother me.
That doesn't bother me. That's who I am. Like, I'd rather get the truth, right? Even if it hurts. But that's not the case for everybody. So if I treated them the way I want to be treated, I'd probably burn a lot of bridges. Unintentionally, just by being honest.
Yeah, no.
All right, I'm scrolling down. You got Jason has a question. What's up, guys?
What's up, Jason?
Titan. I saw another question in here. Okay, Jason Howland wants to know how much is enough content to get started with either of your programs?
That's a good question.
That question is relative to what you're teaching. Completely relative to what you're teaching. I'd say there's no such thing as enough, right? Grant's got like 900 hours on Card on You. It's a lot of content.
And Jerry only has 10.
Yeah. And I recommend that folks simplify the situation and launch with 1 or 2.
I'm with you on that.
Cover the bases. This is the issue with a subject matter expert, at least from my experience thus far, is you have all this information in your head. You're the expert and you just want to get it out because you're not doing it justice if you don't say the whole thing and you don't get it all out. Well, nothing will ever be perfect and things take time. And if you wait until everything is written out, then you aren't launching for 2 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, Jason, I know, Jason, you have a lot of content. I mean, a significant amount of content, at least relative to most people. So what I would say is get started, because if you wait until the perfect time, there is no perfect time.
Yeah.
If you say, well, once I get this much content, then I'll start. I don't think there is that time.
No. And
because you're going to build on it as you go.
Yeah. And I think that's part of the sales process there. I'll reference that and then I'll give you an example. So when I say part of the sales process is if you're training me in 5 hours of content and I feel like I've learned the information, I'm trained, I've been through the system multiple times, I'm certified, why would I renew? Why would I continue? Even if your content has made me money, which is the whole goal, right? I've made extra money. why would I renew? I feel like I've known the content. I know the information. And I don't, guaranteed.
Right.
I don't know everything cold, but it's my perception. It's what I would think in my mind. So if you are constantly adding content to your system and to your platform, it's a value add for people that are on your system to begin with. And they'll continue to renew and they'll continue to keep coming back because Tony keeps giving me more power. And he keeps making me more money, so why wouldn't I renew? Not why do I need him, why wouldn't I?
Well, in a case, Jason's an entrepreneur. So entrepreneurs typically keep coming up with more content. Oh, again, I got an idea. Now I want to convey that. Or somebody asking me a question, I got another, right? And then so they put that in there. Or they write a book, or they do whatever. So I don't think there's ever in my opinion, there's no perfect amount of content to start with. You just start. Because if you don't, you get a license, you put the stuff, what you got in, you produce it, and you go from there.
Yeah.
Because it is kind of an evolution.
It is. Client of mine, Christy Morgan, you guys probably know Christy, she's awesome. She uses Lightspeed to train her people internally. And when she was writing her content, she was having issues. Like, I have all this information that I want to get out. Like, I don't know where to start. I don't know how to get it going. And, like, I'm literally deer in the headlights. I'm not going anywhere. And I told her this very simply, and I tell other clients the same thing. Pick 4 things. Pick, like, the 4 pillars, the 4 core things of what you're trying to teach. Write that content out, record that, upload that, and then go from there.
Right.
You can't tackle the whole thing at once. It's almost like the don't chase 2 rabbits thing, right?
Yeah, I like that expression. Well, I said this to Brad one day on his podcast. Be where your feet are, which is don't worry about what you don't have. Worry about what you got, right? And then build on what you got. I mean, use that as a platform, but focus on what you got and make it the best content you can. Make it the best program you can. Get the best results you can. But don't worry about what you don't have because that stuff will come.
Yeah, absolutely.
Otherwise, you start thinking, what else can I add to this? And I think that's a mistake. Because then you start coming up with crap, right?
Yep, I agree.
No, I'll add this in there. No, give me more content.
Yeah, fluffing it up.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna do no good.
Yeah, I only have 7 hours. And by the way, those 7 hours are just little snippets, right? 2 and 3 minute shots. So that's a long time. It's a big program. By the time someone gets through that amount of time, you all have new content to upload.
Yep. I try to tell people, like, feed it in quarterly.
Yeah.
Keep bringing stuff in quarterly. You'll hit a ceiling for what your subject matter is, but then at that point you got to innovate. You got to figure out, am I good here? What can I do to value add to what I've already done? But that's a good problem to have, and it's a problem that happens down the road.
Yep.
Let's go in here. Okay, Crystal's got another one. Book smart / logic versus street smarts / common sense.
She's asking which one?
Yeah, like, I'll let you start that one.
Street smarts.
Yeah.
Nothing in my mind replaces experience. I know people who are book smart that are just not effective.
Yeah. I think they need to be mixed up. Yeah, I think...
Maybe I'm saying that because I'm street smart.
No. I agree with you, because that's what I feel the same way.
I just don't think that people... I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being book smart, because some people who are book smart are very bright. But I'm just saying, pick one.
But there's a lot of people that are street smart that didn't go anywhere, that haven't done anything. So I agree with you. I think street smarts is critical, because street smarts to me isn't like the streets. It's not like... how do I keep from getting jacked in the alley in the hood? Like, that's not.
You're not
street
walking
smarts.
the streets of Philadelphia.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Street smarts to me is like social interaction and how to like establish what's going on in a room and how to deal with that. That's street smarts to me. Common sense, I think, is the same thing as street smarts.
Yeah,
they go together.
I think book smart sometimes is overrated.
I think street smarts logic is the right mix. Right? Not street smarts, common sense, I think, are the same thing. But book smart and logic, I don't know if those, at least how I'm thinking about it,
That's a good question.
Same. I think it's a great question. I'm not book smart. At all.
No, I'm not. I was good in college, but I mean,
I didn't.
Well, none of it was practical.
Yeah.
I didn't use any of it. I came out and I came out with an accounting degree and then quit and ran off to the Virgin Islands. So I mean,
yeah.
That got me far.
Seen a guy post the other day. He said, "I'm still waiting on when I can use Pythagoreans too."
That's great. Whoever said that gets a like.
Yeah, he got one from me. That's for sure. Joe Jackson's feed is froze. maybe close it and open it back up. Scroll up, Eddie. All right, Michelle. What do you got? Fwank? Okay, that's not a question. Okay. Put question marks at the end of the questions so I can identify them as we're going through, so I don't miss them, because I don't want to miss them. So, Tony, do you keep inspirational quotes in your office?
No, I don't keep it in my office, but I do look for them every day. I find them on if I find something on LinkedIn I like, or see something else, I borrow it.
Yeah.
But I don't keep it in my office. Who asked that?
Michelle Prescott.
No.
I have one in my wall, in my office. That's only because it was hanging around and my walls were blank. So I'm not necessarily needing that on the walls. I'd rather, I think, decorate my office and
I find
look
inspiration
like a
from
cigar lounge.
Yeah, we should open a cigar lounge
We
back
should.
there, right here.
Yeah, I think
We got a
should.
keg back here, by the way.
Yeah.
Right?
Kind of googly in here.
Right.
What were you saying then?
I was gonna say I get inspired by sports stuff because I can relate sports into business sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's a team,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm. Well, the theory's the same.
It is the same. I'm scrolling up looking for more questions. Hey, do you listen to any audiobooks or read or do any of that stuff?
You know, I used to listen to audiobooks all the time, and I used to get to my office really early in the morning and read like 3 chapters of a book every day. But then you get so busy that by the time you get there, you're like scrambling to get done projects, and so they kind of go by the wayside. And since I've been moved, I'm really kind of just settling, getting adjusted to everything. So I really haven't done any of that.
Yeah.
Shame on me.
Um,
I did order a book, Michael Burt, Swag,
yeah.
and I can't wait to read it because I'm a big Michael Burt fan.
Yeah. Yeah, we love Coach Bird here. at
Yeah, I
the
love
hospital.
Coach Burt. Giving a shout out to Michael Burt out there. He's somewhere in Florida.
He's
right
going
now.
to see it.
He's gonna see.
He's going to see it. Him and Titan are like that.
No, he's a
Nice
bomb.
and close.
He's a bomb.
If it wasn't for all the driving I do, I wouldn't get to digest the audiobooks. Like when I was in outside sales driving around, the only reason I had time to listen to that stuff was because I was in the car a lot. You know, in
No, it
between
makes
sales
sense.
calls. If I didn't drive 16 hours every weekend, I wouldn't have time for it anymore.
When I used to drive to Key West once a month, I would drive all the way down and listen to something in the car.
Mm-hmm.
And usually by the time I drove home, I didn't want to listen to anything. But I did it all the time then.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I do. I get in like an hour of training every day. Like going through a VT training, something that's applicable to what we do. But I can't get and I can't read. I mean, I'm not like Mayweather. I'm not illiterate, but I just can't physically do it. I get bored. My mind starts to wander.
my eyes start bothering me.
Yeah,
Right?
bad, dude.
I'm reading the same sentence 40 times.
Yeah,
Right? I'm thinking
yeah.
about what I got to do.
I'm like, I don't understand what I just read. I got to
I-
read it again. Like, damn it.
I have the attention span of a gnat, so it's like,
I want to hire somebody to read the book to me.
hopefully she's hot.
All right, Crystal's coming with the questions. Okay, so Tony mentioned thick skin. So how important is thick skin in business?
I think it's very important.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty cut and dry. I think. If
Well, you just don't know who you're going to run into.
No, and I mean, if you have thin skin, how would you ever get any better? Like, how would you take criticism if everything that somebody said to you, you were offended?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you can't. You just can't. You got to just understand what stuff. What does it say? Roll off your back.
Yeah.
And it's not just in business. You know, like when I had a trainer for 3 years, and he was tough, and it was almost. I mean, screaming at you in front of people. I mean, it's a good thing I wasn't thin skinned because I would have crawled out of the place. But
Yeah. I don't know how far you could really get in life if you're trying to go somewhere far, right? How far you can really get. Screw business, just in life, if you don't have thick skin. I mean, the world wants to hurt you. Like, it doesn't want to hurt you, it just will. And if everything bothers you and if everything gets to you, you're not going to live a happy life because you're constantly going to be worried about everything that's going on in your surroundings.
And if you let things like that bother you, your emotions start affecting your behavior, which affect your production. I mean, I know it's not easy to let things roll off your back, but you have to get to the point where it just bounces off you.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
People say something to you, they're having a bad day, you got to go on. And you got to refocus. If you're focused on what they're saying to you, or how, you got to listen to what they're saying, not how they're saying it, right? And if you get so caught up in what they're saying to you, then you're not focused on what you got to be doing. That's the way I look at it.
Yep.
I just worry about what I got to do, and they get mad, piss on them.
Well, and how much do you value yourself if you let one thing that somebody said to you in like a 30-second span go to the next day, or even the next 10 minutes, or even the end of the day? Like, how much ownership do you have of yourself if anybody else has that much control over your happiness and over who you are as a person? Like, you can call me and tell me whatever you think about me. Now, I don't say that to say I don't value your opinion, because I value myself enough to understand that maybe you're seeing something that I don't. But if I know you're an idiot and you're just saying some dumb shit and I don't agree with it, it doesn't affect me. But if you say, hey, Eddie, I think you should cuss less or cuss more, or, you know, be more assertive. Like, these might be things that I would want to take in.
Right.
But if somebody said to somebody with thin skin, like, you're too abrasive, or you're too quiet, or whatever. If you have thin skin, that shit's going to eat at you, and it's going to stay with you.
Years ago, I had a client I was in a big project for, called me an overpaid consultant because he didn't like the result. He said, you're a effing overpaid consultant. And I sat there and I said, you're probably right. You're probably right.
Money's in the
What
bank.
am I going to say? And then I went and had a beer. I mean, who gives a shit? I mean, yeah, my report was good.
Overpaid consultant.
That's what he said. I'll never forget it.
There could have been a lot of good comebacks on that one.
I know, right?
So what do we got? Come on, questions, fire away. Biggest obstacles Tony faced when deciding to relocate? No, we both can answer that one.
Yeah. You want to go first?
Nope.
The biggest obstacles from relocating? I don't think there were really any obstacles as much as, you know, I grew up in South Florida, grew up in Fort Lauderdale, and left my family and my friends behind. That was the only obstacle, the only thing. But other than that, it was a straight shot. When Brad called me and asked me to come out here, I said, we talked on the phone for 20 minutes. I said yes, and at that point, my mind was made up and just did what I had to do. So it really wasn't that tough. And everybody here, by the way, at Lightspeed has been great. So, I mean, the transition has been so easy for me. And when people ask me, you know, are you enjoying yourself? My friends ask me, are you enjoying yourself out there? Do you want to come home? I'm like, no, I haven't even thought of coming home. I don't think like that. I'm here. I'm here for good.
Yeah, I would
Who
say
asked that? That was a good question.
it's Crystal. Crystal Miller's
Yeah, it's good.
killing the questions.
Killing it with the questions.
Yeah. It was easy for me.
It was?
Yeah. It was the hardest, easiest decision I ever made.
Explain that.
I'm born and raised Sacramento. Lived there my whole
California,
life.
yep.
Spent 34 years there. My kids are there. My family's there. All the people that I know are there. But this is what I needed to do. And that's just the type of person that I am. If I know that it needs to be done, whatever has to be done for this to be done is going to get done.
Right.
Like, by any means necessary. Like, however it has to go, I'm game for it. Toughest part probably was people. I don't know nobody out here, right? So I got out here, I don't know nobody. And I didn't know anybody that worked here. So there was no, I had no friends, I had nothing. I mean, I had two friends. So my friend Mindy and my friend Jure both lived out here, but they got kids and they got their thing going on. So I'd find myself after work, like, what am I doing? For the first couple weeks, I was like sitting at a bar going, damn, like, I need to figure out something to do. And then I started going to the gym before and after work, and then I kind of burnt myself out on that. And, you know, over the course of time, I've met people. I got some cool friends out here now. I got Tony. So whatever those little tiny obstacles are,
Yeah, they were.
it doesn't really matter, dude. I'm happy out here. Everybody here is awesome. Brad's awesome.
He is.
The company's great.
And, you know, to your point, I didn't really know anybody.
Yeah.
I knew Brad, and actually, when I agreed to come out here with, you know, I told him I would. Carly was staying in Miami, and then she took the job, and she got out here before I did.
Yeah.
So at least I knew her by the time I got here,
Yeah.
right? And I knew you kind of through
social media.
Yeah. So, but no, I was excited to come out here. I mean, it was, you know what, Chris? It wasn't an obstacle; it was a challenge, and it's been a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, I would use that
Yeah,
terminology as well.
Yeah, the people around here make it easy.
do make it easy.
Right?
It's a welcoming environment, that's for sure.
Very much.
Lori wants to know, do you guys write your daily goals down? No.
I do.
Nice.
I do.
It's awesome. I did for a while,
Well,
and then I couldn't anymore. I couldn't. I just stopped.
Can I tell you that Brad makes fun of me because
Mhm.
he says he doesn't do it. He says it's the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah.
Okay. I have my goals written down, and I have them in notebooks going all the way back to 1993.
Wow.
I do.
Damn.
I do.
That's
I'm
awesome.
I still do it in my office.
Dude, that is awesome.
No, I'm obsessed about it.
Yeah.
And Brad was trying to ask me, well, I don't understand why you have to do that because he knows what they are, right?
Yeah.
But I agree with what Grant said, which is you write them out means you're focused on what you're focused on to get more of. It helps me because my mind goes in 1,000 different directions. That if I don't sit there and do it, then it doesn't become real to me.
If you write it down, it makes it real.
It does to me.
No, I agree with that. I just apparently when I started doing it, it wasn't important enough to make it a discipline. So it doesn't mean that the action doesn't make sense or doesn't work. It just means that I probably justify not doing it because I don't want to insert that discipline to do it.
You know, I went back and looked at my first goals in 1993, and one of them was to drive a red sports car with a beautiful girl in the car. And I achieved that. Unfortunately, she cost me 18 years of child support and alimony.
Oh, that's great. Car got repoed, girl's gone.
Car's gone, girl's gone,
bad.
everything gone, went to shit.
That's funny. Yeah, I was
traded
writing
the
them
car
down.
in.
Traded in, both of them.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, this is a funny story.
Yeah.
So I get the car. It was a red Corvette, and I don't know if I should tell this story, but I will.
Tell the damn
So I
thing.
tell the story. So I get the car, and I get married. Then I go through this divorce. I was married. They threw minute rights at my wedding. It was like speed dating, right? So I start dating again. I got this red car, and I go on a date with this girl, and we're having dinner. And I said, "Do you want to see my car?" I thought it was like a cool thing to get, right? So I go outside, and she looks at it, and she makes a face, and I go, "What are you making a face for?" And she looks at me, and she goes, "Well, why a Corvette?" I go, "Speed." She goes, "You know what they say about guys with Corvettes? They have small penises." I traded it in the next day.
Did you get a really big truck?
I got a Ford F-150. I think.
That's
I
hilarious.
shouldn't tell that on here, but
No, you should tell it on here. This is the hustle.
it's the hustle. We're
It's
hustling.
everything is on the table. But yeah, the goal thing.
Yeah.
I think Think and Grow Rich. I think was the book where I first read about the goals, writing your goals down.
that
and
Napoleon
stuff
Hill?
like that. Yeah, Napoleon Hill. And then when I found Cardone's stuff last year and started kind of going through his content and through his books and stuff like that, he talked a lot about that. So I was at a point where I was like, I need to change some disciplines and some things in my life after the company going under and all this stuff. So I started doing it every day, and I wrote them as if they already happened.
Yep,
Right?
yep.
That's how you write them,
That's
right?
it, yeah.
Wrote them as if they had already happened.
In the present tense,
Yeah, and then I just stopped, and there's no excuse.
Well, it's hard. It's hard to do because you get distracted by other stuff. But I do it every day. I heard Tony Robbins one time say that he wrote his with such specificity. Right? That's the word. And people said that's limiting because if you say, "Well, I'm going to do this," and it's so specific that if you don't, it's going to be hard to do that. But his feeling is, if you do that, you come really close to hitting those goals.
Yeah.
It's more right.
Yeah,
And I thought that was really good.
because they're more dialed in.
One of my goals is to have hair one day, but it ain't gonna happen.
Dude, let me get some of that chia stuff.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna put that chia stuff on. I'll water you
Wear
every
an
day.
Elvis wig.
All right, we're gonna go one more question. We're at that time. We'll go one more question. We'll go off on that, and then we're gonna call it a wrap, and we're gonna go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
This was fun.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
Appreciate the invite.
Absolutely, dude. We're gonna do it again.
Yeah.
We should do something recurring.
Yeah. Right.
All right, I'm gonna do the countdown. If you ain't got no more questions, oh, here we go. What? Okay, Rasaki says, "What is the number lesson you have learned this year?" Okay, number one lesson. Number one lesson you've learned this year.
Well, I learn a lesson every day.
A couple of them.
Right. You want to take that one before I can think about it?
Yeah, think about it. Number one lesson I've learned this year is probably I had a limiting belief that because I lost, right, like for a period of time, lost a lot of money, lost a lot of everything, that nobody should be taking advice from me. I had this idea in my mind that when people were, it really spawned out when I got on social media, and like I realized like all these people that want information and they're looking at me for information. Like, dude, don't look at me for information. Like, yeah, I've had some shit going really, really well for a long time, but I fucked it up. Like, why would you want to take advice from me? I've learned that that's my own issue.
Mm-hmm.
That's my own issue, that I'm not where I want to be, or I'm not in the place that I want to be, so I think nobody else should be taking advice from me. But the reality is that I'm probably, not probably, I know that there's tons of information and lessons that I've learned through getting my teeth kicked in,
Right.
through winning, through losing, through going through life, through growing and developing and listening and learning and, you know, being around good people, that I have a wealth of information to give to people. And if you are so happy as to receive that information, then I'm happy to give it to you. I am not your guru. I'm not your dude. I won't sell you on, you know, why you should listen to me. If you like what I have to say, if it resonates with you, I'm happy to talk. That's the number one lesson I've learned
It's a
this
good
year.
lesson.
Yeah.
It's a good lesson.
What about you?
Number one lesson is diversify my confidence. And by that, I mean, don't let one area of my life affect everything.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Not my work. If work's not going well, it doesn't shatter my confidence.
Mm-hmm.
My relationship life doesn't shatter my confidence. My spiritual life, whatever, my body, whatever it is, if it's not going well, I don't just wrap it all into that one area of my life.
Mm-hmm.
That I diversify my confidence. And that's another Michael Burt thing that he taught me, but it's a great lesson.
That is a great lesson.
It's a great
'cause I
lesson.
think
It's a great
that-
lesson because most people, if they get in a bad relationship, their confidence goes to shit,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or they gain a few pounds and they go, oh, I feel like crap. And it affects, but if you diversify your confidence, it's different, right?
Yeah, that's a
That best lesson.
it's a
and
huge
that-
lesson.
Great lesson.
It's a huge lesson. I know when I got divorced, 5 years ago, everything fell apart. Like every aspect of my life, and I left. She didn't leave me. I left. It was enough. I had to go. Like it was the decision that had to be made, and it threw off every other aspect of my life. The guilt that I felt for choosing what I knew was best, even though that's not what she wanted, and that's not like how she envisioned her life. The guilt that I felt, I still hold the guilt, but it doesn't affect me anymore.
But that's tough. I'm not saying it's easy
Oh, it's not easy.
because I mean, you have kids, right? I mean, it's not an easy thing.
No, but life ain't easy,
Nope.
and
But
rewards don't go to the weak, my friends.
No, they don't.
So I think those are some good lessons.
Good lessons. Good question.
Maybe we should do a life lessons live.
I think we should do life lessons live from the bar down in Summerlin.
Oh, dude, yeah, let's do that.
Right? We'll do that.
Yeah, have the waitress hold it.
Yeah.
She can get different angles.
Yeah. We'll get Liz to come on.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, that'll work. That'll work out well. Well, I appreciate you guys joining us tonight.
Thank you, guys.
If you don't know my man Tony Capullo, he's tagged in the video. Go check him out. Follow him. He's a good dude. He's a good man, a good friend, a good person to know. Not too many of those out there. So I appreciate you guys staying here with us, sharing it out, all the love that you guys give us. We'll see you guys tomorrow with Frank Sellerby Sold himself, the armored up man, the Baby Beard Club guy.
Have a good night, everybody.
I'll see you guys. Take it easy. Peace.